Hey, look, it's a dog park. Doing some live TV. You guys want to do an interview? No? Okay, appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Some things are not happening. You know these things with
like a nice little fancy place. Yeah. Just real nice. What do you think about Donald Trump? Do you think if he gets elected that he's going to make America great again? Or do you think it's just political talk?
Well, I mean, truthfully, for one, I'm not too big on politics, but, you know, based on what I know, I'm not too sure that Donald Trump will be beneficial for the United States.
Absolutely.
Personally. I know he was here in Dallas, and I mean, he made some speeches, and I know he also isn't very popular with the, I would say, Spanish culture.
Absolutely.
The Spanish population. I know they're coming from, like, the background that I come from. You know, my family really doesn't support that.
Right.
You know, hey, if he does what he says he's going to do for America, then I believe that, you know, he could potentially do something, but, you know, I'm not too sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so what do you think about Hillary Clinton? Do you think that maybe when she gets elected that she could provide something great for America, or do you think that's just political talk?
I think it's political talk, honestly, because, you know, a lot of the things that she says is, you know, contradicting. I know that she has made statements before, for example, when she, you know, made a statement about, you know, being against, you know, the gay population.
Absolutely.
And then now was all for it, because I feel like she's kind of trying to fit into what society now is, you know, starting to, I wouldn't say trending, but, you know, things that are more popular. I feel like she's just trying to go with that flow so she can, you know, feel like she's a part of the crowd and grow with the crowd, and so people kind of like her a little bit better.
Hey, have you ever heard of Gary Johnson, the Libertarian candidate?
I think so, maybe. Yeah, okay. I believe so.
All right. Well, you know, I do want to let people know that, you know, we're not stuck with just Hillary or Trump. There is a third candidate out there. He is libertarian. He does support gay rights. He does support the Hispanic community and immigration. You know, people coming over here to just seek better lives and better jobs and stuff, and live the American dream. He supports that. So take a look at Gary Johnson and see what you think of him. Now, we had a tragic situation happen in Orlando, and there was a club, gun-free area where nobody could protect themselves. Do you think gun restrictions would improve that, or do you think maybe allowing people to go in there and protect themselves would help prevent something like that from occurring?
I think gun limitations do need to be set, truthfully. You know, nowadays, I know I'm originally from San Antonio, and so I know that there's a university, UTSA, that it allows you know, college students like myself to have a gun in their backpacks, even. And I think that, you know, even mixing, for example, like drinking and then, I mean, college kids and drinking and then having, you know, these weapons, I don't think that that's a good, you know, situation. I don't think that really blends well. I think, you know, gun control definitely needs to be something that we need to, you know, look at more at, and, you know, I don't think everyone should own a gun, truthfully. I think we need to have more limitations, for sure.
Would you agree, though, that if we made guns illegal, that criminals would still have a way to get them?
I believe so, man. I mean, I think everything is still, I mean, think about it. Weed is illegal.
Right, absolutely.
And that's easily, you know, people get that pretty easily, and so I definitely believe that, you know, even though if a gun is illegal, I think people will still go about any way to get one.
Right. Well, I think that was my point, and you know, if we made guns illegal, the only person that it kind of puts a damper on is the law-abiding citizen who wants to own the gun and be responsible with it. So just like marijuana, if you're going to be irresponsible with it, you're going to be irresponsible whether or not. Just like if you're going to smoke and be lazy, you were going to be lazy whether you were smoking or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I totally understand that. You know, I agree with you. 100%,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Well, hey, I appreciate the interview.
Yeah, of course, man.
And
thank you. I appreciate
check out Kory Watkins TV, okay?
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Now we got two of the most hated people running for president. So let me ask you, do you think if Donald Trump is elected president that he can make America great again?
Of course not. That's a foolish question.
Hey, I like that answer. Okay. Short and
The
quick.
audacity to even ask such a question is utterly preposterous. Donald Trump is a racist. He's a homophobic. Do not vote for him. Vote for me.
All right. Hey, I like that. All right. Okay, so let me ask you, if you think if Hillary Clinton gets elected, do you think she's going to make America great again?
First of all, that whole saying is corny. She gonna do her, and that's all she can do. Make America great again, that don't exist. She gonna do what she gonna do.
All right.
That's
Fair
all I
enough.
gotta say.
Now, have you heard of Gary Johnson, the Libertarian candidate?
Nope, how can I say I have?
Okay. If Trump was elected president, do you think he's going to make America great again?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
You know, I don't think America was ever great, to be honest. So I think the term "make America" and the phrase "make America great again" just isn't really valid. And I think he just spews lies. So there's another one of them.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And so the other person that's running would be Hillary Clinton. Do you think if she gets elected that she's going to make America great, or?
I have more confidence in Hillary than I do Trump. I wouldn't say that I am a Hillary supporter. However, I do believe that she is more fit to be an elected leader and to run our country, especially with all her background. She has Bill Clinton behind her too. I just feel like she might be a better fit.
Now, have you heard about the Libertarian candidate, Gary Johnson?
I haven't.
Okay. Final question. This one's a toughie. We just had a tragic situation happen in Orlando, and people are calling for gun control. This was a gun-free zone, and there was nobody there with a gun. The only person that had a gun, obviously, was the criminal. Do you think gun restrictions are better, or do you think maybe allowing people to protect themselves in that situation would be better?
I've heard arguments from both sides of where people feel safer if they're able to protect themselves, whereas I think that people feel more unsafe knowing that there's an open, carry rule. In my opinion, I don't think that I think there should be more gun restriction. Just because when things like that happen, we weren't prepared for that. We weren't expecting that.
Right.
And because of the free, how loose we were on the gun restriction rule, that happened. So I feel like that right there shows us that we do need more gun restriction. And for people to be like, oh no, I still think that we should have, open carry, whatever, I don't think that's very smart.
Do you think that making more gun restrictions actually only restricts the law-abiding citizen rather than the criminal? Because criminals won't look at new laws.
Of course, but law-abiding citizens, though, they're law-abiding citizens until they, commit the crime. So, the guy who committed the crime at Pulse in Orlando was probably a law-abiding citizen for the most part until he committed the crime. So I think that restrictions would help for that sense.
And he went into an area that there was no guns allowed, and he knew that nobody could defend themselves. And I think that that would be good if people were allowed to defend themselves. Now, we live in a constitutional republic, which actually means that even if 99% of the people believed in gun restrictions, it wouldn't matter because we're guaranteed the right to bear arms no matter what.
Right.
So I think that's an inalienable right. I'm live on TV. I want to talk Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
I do.
Okay. Donald Trump, do you think he can make America great again if he's elected?
Absolutely not. America's already great again. We were ungreat in the first place. I think he's crazy. It is disturbing to me that he's being taken seriously as a candidate. I am worried about the future of our country if he's elected.
Absolutely. Okay, so what do you think about Hillary Clinton? Do you think that if she's elected, because that's from what we're told the other option, do you think if she's elected that she can, keep America going great? Would you think she's the right choice?
Well, I have to say this. My beautiful daughter is going to be voting for the first time in her life, and
Wonderful.
I've apologized to her for the choices that she has.
Now, have you heard of the third candidate, the Libertarian candidate, Gary Johnson?
I have.
And what do you think about maybe saying, you know what, I've had enough of the sour choices and maybe standing on principle and going that route?
I would like to know more about him. Thank him for deciding not to smoke pot for a while. That gives me pause. It is not about parties. It's about our country. Get over your party. Do what's right for our country.
I agree.
I feel strong now, obviously.
Hey, I'm out here and I want people to feel strong about their opinion, and that's what this country's all about. Is we can convene here on the corner of the street
And talk about it.
and that's what's great. So
And that-
it's kind of a hard one. We just had a tragic situation happen in Orlando.
No question. No. More guns don't help.
Okay.
Here's what I believe. We need to clarify Second Amendment rights because I've been a hunter all my life. My grandfather was a hunter. My dad was a hunter. I own guns. Weapons of war are not guns that the Second Amendment intended to cover.
Right. Well, I think back then, 1700s and whatnot.
Took you 10 minutes to load the damn musket.
Right. You know, back then, those weapons that our founding fathers were using were the most strongest weapons of war at the time, and that's what they had in mind when they said the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. They were talking about the strongest weapons possible, because not only is it for hunting or protecting
But
yourself
to protect
in the
yourself
club.
against the tyranny of government.
Absolutely.
I understand that. So, as a country, we need to decide, do we want to be a country that hands weapons of war that can do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds can kill hundreds of people at a time to anybody who can get their hands on them?
Right.
Or do we want to be a country that says, no, that's not what we meant, or that's not what our forefathers envisioned, and we're going to restrict that?
Right.
There's an argument on both sides in the Second Amendment. I can argue either side for you, and I could win on either of those arguments.
Right.
So let's put it to the country and say, give us an amendment to the Second Amendment and decide as a country, everybody gets to vote on it. How do you want to clarify that? What do you want to do with it?
You can still be on TV, though.
You have a great physique. I think you should be on TV.
Oh, well, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Donald Trump's elected. You don't think America is gonna be great again?
No.
Okay. Now, what about Hillary Clinton?
Well, I
Make
think it's
America?
just going to be Bill running the House again. So
I mean, it's the frying pan or the fire, and it's like I'd rather be the frying pan than the fire. So like.
Okay, I understand. It's like the lesser of evils, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 33. I assume y'all are younger than I am. I mean, the whole time I've been alive, we've been dealt with the same bull crap over and over again, whether it was Clinton, Obama, or both Bushes, or whatever the case may be. So, with that being said, have y'all heard about the third party candidate, Gary Johnson, the Libertarian candidate?
not really.
Okay.
I've heard some about him. Yeah.
What do you think?
I prefer him over.
Okay. This is the final one. We just had a tragic situation happen in Orlando. It was a gun-free zone. There wasn't anybody allowed to carry a gun in the club. And now they're talking about gun restrictions. Do you think that in a situation like that, it's best that nobody has a gun and that criminals can be allowed in there? Or do you think it's best that maybe everybody has a gun to defend themselves?
Well, I'm from Texas. Well, we all are. So I don't think that gun control is really the situation. It's more of the people.
Oh, okay.
So it's, again, like guns don't kill people. People are the reason why.
I like it. Okay. So I'm going to say that you don't think it would be great again if Donald Trump was elected.
I admire Hillary.
Okay. So you think if Hillary's
I
elected...
admire
that
Hillary, but I don't know that she's the best candidate.
Gotcha. Have you heard about Gary Johnson, the third party, the Libertarian candidate?
Yeah. I guess so.
What do you think about standing on principle and choosing somebody else rather than the same two people that were forced to deal with? Do you think maybe going a different option might be best?
I feel like America just needs to have a president for a few years to find it.
Hey, I like that option. All right.
That's my opinion.
One more question. The situation that happened in Orlando, a bunch of people are calling for gun control. It was in a gun-free zone. Do you think that if we would allow people to protect themselves in that situation, that
I just feel like that man obviously had access to guns he should not have access to, and he was obviously mentally not able. Like he just,
You can't carry guns in the bar anyway. So.
right. But
Right.
he obviously was not in a state to even have a weapon anyway.
But do you believe that no matter what, those people are going to get guns no matter what, and that if a good guy has a gun, that's the only thing to stop a bad guy?
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I definitely think that people should be able to defend themselves. That is a tragedy, and you shouldn't hate people because of what makes them happy. I mean, if
Hey,
you want to be
thanks
gay,
for the interview.
if you want to be gay, that's fine.
I agree.
You know, if
Hey.
it makes you happy, that's what I think about it.
I agree. The non-aggression principle. Hey,
Yeah.
as long as you're not stealing my stuff or harming me,
I don't
do
care.
your thing.
Exactly.
Hey, check. I think if Trump is elected, that he'll make America great again.
No. America's already great.
Okay.
He can go fuck himself.
All right, fair enough. Heard about the other candidate, Gary Johnson, the Libertarian candidate.
No idea.
See? There we
Not gonna
go.
make a difference because deadly.
Question, I don't want to bother y'all too long. We had a tragic situation unfold in Orlando where it was cool. So
Why are not people, coming down to Texas and robbing people?
Probably because 50% of us are carrying, and they have to question whether they're going to die tonight or not.
Right.
Absolutely. So I'm assuming you guys are all in the
My door's
favors.
unlocked. You
Yeah.
come in. If I don't know you, you're gonna be dead, motherfucker.
I'm the same way, brother. Always carry. Stay strapped. Hey, I appreciate y'all taking the time to sit here with me tonight. Check out Kory Watkins TV, guys, okay?